What's going on, my social media family, YouTube? Guys, if this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, do me a favor, right under this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button too, smash that like button. In fact, do that right now. If you've watched any of our content before watching this video, then I'm sure you enjoy our content because you're continuing to watch our videos. So please do me a favor, hit that like button so that this video can reach a more broader audience. And then lastly, guys, hit that notification bell. That way you can be alerted for when we do post future videos. All right. So we go live and we do Q&As and stuff. And so if you don't hit that notification bell, you'll just have to pop up on our channel and see if we posted a new video. Anyways, besides that, as you can see in the title and in the thumbnail of this video, I want to give you guys really quick 6 practical steps that you can take to start a freight dispatch company from home if you don't know where to start. So the reason why I'm even making this video is because I had a conversation with somebody who sent me an email. Actually, they sent me a DM on Instagram. I believe it was yesterday. And I realized, man, I don't really have any content that really breaks down practically how to start step by step. So as you can tell from the last couple of videos that I made, I'm going to actually do it in presentation format. So let's just jump right into the presentation where I share my screen. And guys, everything that we mentioned in this video, I'll add in the description under this video, like every link that we talk about as far as platform software and stuff like that. Also, we do offer online trainings. We do consultation calls, coaching calls. We have a freight dispatcher course. We have a freight dispatch startup kit. We have a mentorship program. We have a bunch of different online trainings that you guys can take part of if you want to learn this industry. All of those links are in the description under this video, and we'll have our contact information if you want to contact us to ask us any questions before you purchase. I've shown it on previous videos, but we have a good reputation. We've sold over 700 plus courses, and we haven't gotten any bad reviews. So you guys can judge it for yourself. Visit the link and look at some of the reviews, testimonials, and videos and stuff like that. But besides that, let's get right into the video. The first step, the first thing you want to do before starting, and really this is like a step that you would want to do before starting any business, but specifically when you're looking to start a freight dispatch company from home, you want to write down a game plan. So that could be like on the computer, that could be on like a notepad if you're more old school. But I definitely suggest writing down a game plan. Write down long and short-term goals of your company, because you're going to want to that'll be like your outline. That's something that you're going to be able, it's like your map, right? It'll keep you motivated and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, everybody's going to have a different goal. Everybody's going to have different goals for their company, for their freight dispatch company. But you want to make sure you write it down so that you have a roadmap, and make sure they're long and short term. So, okay, maybe, in the next 3 months, I want to have this amount of carriers, or I want to have this amount of things for my company or whatever. And then, that's short term. And then long term, I want to maybe transition my freight dispatch company into a freight brokerage company, or maybe a fleet of 3 trucks, 10 trucks, 20 trucks, or whatever. That's more long term. But write those things down so that you have something that would essentially be like a roadmap for you. Second thing is, you want to know, how many carriers do you want? Everybody, again, is going to have, it's subjective. Everybody's goals are going to be subjective. Somebody might be working a full-time job and they say, I want a second stream of income. So you know what? I just want 3 drivers, maybe 2 drivers. That'll accumulate me, anywhere from, maybe $400 to $800, maybe even $1,000 per week. And I won't have to do as much work. And I'm content with that. Versus somebody else might say, you know what? I want to, put all my eggs in one basket and start this as my company, and I need 10 carriers by this amount of time. But you want to write that down again, so it's a roadmap for you. So you want to know how many carriers you want. That way you stick to that game plan. And then you want to target the equipment type. Like, what equipment type are you looking to dispatch for? Are you looking to dispatch for a flatbed? Are you looking to dispatch for a reefer? Are you looking to dispatch for drive-in? Because you have to be acquainted with the different variables that go into each equipment type. The trucking company is vast. There's so many different facets of the trucking industry. You have multiple modes of transportation, multiple trailers that goods can be transported on, and so you want to get acquainted with what equipment type you're targeting before you get started. So that's number one. Number two, once you get that established as far as your game plan, number two is research the target niche. So what I mean by niche is equipment type: flatbed, dry van, reefer, box truck. These are just the four typical equipment types that many people are familiar with in the trucking industry. Right here, as you can see, if you can see my mouse, this is what would be considered the dry van. It's typically a 48 to 53-foot trailer attached to either a tandem axle semi truck or maybe a single axle, but either way, it's really the trailer that's attached to the truck. Then you got here the flatbed. This is a flatbed trailer, right? Again, these are different equipment types. Up here at the top left corner, you have the box truck. This could be anywhere from 12 feet, 16 feet, 26 feet. I prefer targeting the 26-foot box trucks, but that's for another video. And then right here, bottom left corner is the reefer. And really all the reefer is it's a refrigerated dry van trailer. So you have to figure out which niche do I want to target before I even jump into the game. I think where a lot of people go wrong when starting their freight dispatch company is they don't write down or pre-game what niche they're going to target. So then when they jump into it, they don't have proper preparation. So if I'm looking to get into the box truck game, I need to know the market. I need to know the industry. I need to know the different variables that go into what a box truck is, how it functions, the different things that are involved as far as dock high trailers, 16-foot trailers, double axle, single axle, box trucks that are non-CDL and box trucks that are CDL. And so all those different things, you want to be able to research the market for each niche. So that's step number two. Step number three is then once you put your game plan, you pick your niche as far as your equipment type. Now you can say, okay, where are the hot spots for the particular niche that I chose? So in this example down here, this is the current dry van as of today that I upload this video. This is the current dry van spot market rates according to the regions. So let's just say, for example purposes, I chose dry van as my niche. Well, if I go here, and I'll put the link for this website in the description under this video for DAT Trendlines. This is a free platform that you can look to see current spot market rates. You're going to make sure, okay, where am I getting paid the most? So obviously the Midwest region, which is pretty consistent across the board for most equipment types, is Midwest region is going to be the best paying spot market rates. So I'm going to say, okay, I got the niche I want. Now I know where I'm going to get a better bang for my buck. Now I got to say, okay, now that I know the hot spot, now I know where to have my trucks located. Whether I'm located in, on the East Coast, the West Coast, South, Southeast, it doesn't matter. I need to have my trucks located in this region, operating to make to capitalize on the most amount of money for the spot market rate. So research the niche hotspot. Okay, number four, right? Yeah, this would be number four. Build a freight broker list. So here's how this happens, right? Get access to a reputable load board. That could be by having your current carrier allow you access through allowing them to start to create an admin account for you on your behalf. Maybe you might have a family member that allows you to get access to it. All right. That being said, get access to a reputable load board. Once you get access to a reputable load board, go and click on that region. So, for example, if the spot market rates are hot in the Midwest, right? So you're looking at Chicago, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, going down a little bit into Kentucky, Wisconsin, this region right here. What you're going to want to do is go on the load board and type that region. Once you type that region, and then it's going to give you specifications to type in the equipment type and everything. Once you put that in the load board, it's going to give you a list of loads available in that region, right? In this region. Now, keep in mind, you don't have any carriers yet, but you're building a freight broker list. And here's why. Here's what you're going to want to do. Contact these brokers and act as though you do. Let me show you what that looks like. You type in the credentials to figure out, to have these conversations with these brokers. and say, hey, I have multiple carriers available in this region. Can you tell me what you have available in this region? Do you have anything dedicated, consistent? Do you typically have this freight available in this region? I'm just kind of scouting out the areas to make sure that my carriers always have freight. Now, sometimes they might be like, well, what's the carrier's MC number, or who is the carrier? No, I'm just scouting. I'm just scouting. Every freight broker that just kind of hangs up on you or just keeps the car or just, is annoyed with you, don't document them. But for the ones that are kind, patient, and actually tell you what they have, maybe even you say, hey, can I give you my email address and keep me updated for the freight that you have? The people and the individuals, the freight brokers who are patient, kind, and have these conversations with you, document them. Document them because, okay, this was a fruitful conversation and they weren't, hard pressed. They were patient, they were kind. Write their names down. And what you want to do is maybe do this about 10 to 15 times a day. So you figure after a full month, you'll have tons of brokers outlined in a list. Once you build your freight broker list, the next thing you want to do is build a carrier list. And the reason why you want to build a broker list before a carrier list is because you'll realize when you speak to carriers, when you're soliciting your services to owner operators, they're going to ask you, what kind of freight do you have access to? The freight that you have access to really is predicated upon the freight brokers that you've built relationships with, because they're the ones with the actual freight, and you're just a connecting piece to that freight, if that makes sense. If you don't know the function of a freight dispatcher, watch some of my older videos. I break all that stuff down, and then we talk about that stuff in our courses as well. But the next step is build a carrier list. Once you build a carrier list, then what you do, and this is how you can do this. I mentioned a website that you can use, Carrier Source. eCarrier is another great source that you can use. And then what you want to do is get their contact information, whether it's phone or email. And depending on the kind of person you are, you can run cold calls or blast, email blast, or text message blast, and solicit your services to these owner operators. Don't be cheesy. Don't be weird. Get right to the point. And to make you have an edge in comparison to other freight dispatch companies who might be soliciting their services, because you've already built a freight broker list, what you can actually do is take the freight that's available from the freight brokers that share the freight that they have, take that information or take those loads and say, hey, we have this available, or we have access to this freight and that freight. So now it creates a nugget. It creates something that's attractive to the carrier versus saying, hey, I'm a freight dispatcher, this is what we do. Because I'm telling you from experience, a lot of these guys are going to say, well, what do you have access to? What kind of freight do you have? And so you want to make sure you build that. After you build your freight broker list, and then after you build your carrier list, the rest is simple. The last step, the sixth step, that's a tongue twister, is once you build your broker portfolio and your carrier portfolio, the next thing is connecting the dots, because that's what the freight dispatcher does. They're the middleman between the freight broker and the freight dispatcher. Now, there are ways that you can communicate with the direct shipper without representing your company, but representing the client or the carrier that you're freight dispatching for. But that's for a whole other video, which, by the way, if you want to see me break down that in another video, put it in the comments, let me know. But you're the middleman between the freight broker and the carrier. So once you built both, you research the niche market that you want to do, you're fully prepared. Now all you have to do is say, okay, I got a list of brokers, a list of all these different lanes that I can solicit, and now you got a list of carriers that you can say, hey, we have this available. Carriers are going to reach back out to you if the lane or the load is good. Obviously, you don't want to try to solicit crumbs, but if they're good, they're going to reach out to you. Then the only responsibility that's going to be left to you is connecting the dots, and you being the middleman, and you taking your money off the top by charging a percentage on the load amount, on the gross amount of the load that the carrier ends up running for the freight broker, and you just facilitate it. Hopefully everything I said made sense. If you don't think it makes sense, write your thoughts in the comments. Let me know. Reach out to us. Follow us on Instagram at One Stop Trucking Hub, where you'll see daily, well, I try to keep it daily, but updates. It's better than YouTube in regards to me being able to make a post every day. and you being able to DM me or someone on my team. So reach out to us on Instagram, give us a follow. Keep in mind, again, we're going to put all the links for everything we discussed in the description under this video, including our freight dispatcher course, our freight dispatch startup kit. All of our online trainings and consultations are going to be available in the description under this video. And in those trainings, we break this down more step by step in detail, so that you guys, this is more of a blueprint and an outline. But again, I hope this helped you out. This is probably one of my favorite videos that I made, because I didn't realize I never made a video that gave you the step-by-step practical outline to how to get started. Again, guys, I hope you like this video. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one.